I had shared the testimony where I had begun to memorize books of the Bible, and I was getting terrible headaches when all of a sudden something supernatural happened in my mind, and my mind opened up, and I became where I could almost memorize a chapter in an hour. Well, right after this happened, I'm still in the Bible, I'm still memorizing, I'm still seeking God, and one day somebody faxed me a picture of a $240,000 satellite uplink system. Came through the fax from a friend of mine, Wigan, out of Ohio. I got this, and I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, well, why is he sending me this? When I heard the voice of God say this to me, he said, son, I'm going to give you that uplink satellite system. I said, well, Lord, why? And I said, because you can talk to God just like you're talking to anybody. I said, Lord, why would you give me this? He said, because I want you to broadcast my gospel around the world 24 hours a day, which we are doing right now around the world. Even as I'm talking, we're speaking into millions of homes. And the Lord said, I want you to broadcast my gospel 24 hours a day. And I looked at what they were selling. It was a used unit. And matter of fact, you can see it sitting outside here behind the church property. And I'm looking at this unit, and I said, Lord, I don't want to raise that kind of money. I said, I'm not into raising money. I don't care about money. He said, you're not going to have to raise it. I said, I'm not. I got happy. He said, no. He said, just share the vision with the people, and the money will come in. I said, well, that's simple, because if it don't come in, then I don't have to worry about it. And so I called because it was a broker selling it out of State College, Texas. So I called up the brokerage, and I said, well, the uplink system you got for sale? I said, yeah. I said, we're going to buy it. They said, okay, well, you can't pick it up until you got to wire all the money off to us. I said, oh, that's no problem, okay. And I said, when the money comes in, we'll send it to you. And So they told me, they said, now listen, this thing was being used for teleconferencing with the Westinghouse. It was a Westinghouse company that was building guidance systems for F-15s, and they don't need it no more. They're using fiber optics, and this was back in the late mid-90s. And they said, and so we just want you to know that the system is sitting in a swamp area. It's all swamp. And so you cannot come and get this unit if there's been any rain. He said, if you bring a truck in here, it'll literally sink up to its windows. I said, okay. And so I go before the congregation. I shared the vision with him that, the Lord spoke to me about this uplink system, and that we were going to get it, and that I wasn't going to have to raise money. And I'm standing there. I'm not saying I'm really believing this. I'm sharing the vision with him. I said, well, and if you want to give to the work, I said, come and start giving right now. Well, to my shock and amazement, people are jumping up, and they're running up to put money in the offering. I've never seen nothing like it, So they're coming up here, and they're putting the money in, they're putting the money in, they're putting the money in. So about maybe a month went by, and this was right before Thanksgiving, and it started raining. It was raining all across America, from beyond Texas, all the way from California here. It's raining, cats and dogs. I mean, it's raining and raining and raining and raining and raining. So we still got about $8,000 more to go. And thank God for the money they had come in, but they said that you cannot pick this up until you have all the money. So I'm in prayer one early Sunday morning. It was the weekend right before Thanksgiving, and I heard the Spirit of God say this to me. He said, go get the uplink system. Now remember, it's been raining. They told me you cannot come and get this thing if it's raining. And I knew that, but I knew the voice of God. How many know it's good to know the voice of God? Now, how can you tell if somebody knows the voice of God? Because if what they said will happen, happens. That's a sign of a true prophet. It will take place. And so here I am, and I called the guys up because we don't know nothing about this equipment. We weren't going to hire somebody. To hire somebody to take the equipment down would have cost us $40,000 just to take the system down and put it back up. And so what we did is I called up all the guys. There was about 7 of us, and I could give you all the names of these guys. And I said, we're going to go down, and after Sunday morning service, we're going down to Texas, and we're getting that uplink system. Now, remember, this is Thanksgiving weekend. You had to have a crane. You had to have a truck. There had to be no rain, and we need $8,000. And every one of these things we don't have. But I called them up, and I know the voice of God. And I said, we're going to go down and get this uplink system. And they said, well, Pastor, we thought you said it couldn't be raining. We thought you said there couldn't be no rain. And it's been raining all the way from California out to here for weeks. I said, I know that. I started laughing. I said, but I also know the voice of God. I said, we're going to go get the uplink system. And so that Sunday morning, it's raining. And I tell everybody, I said, well, pray for us. We're going down to get the uplink system. Some of the people yelled out, Pastor, you said that you can't get it if it's raining. I said, I know it. I said, I can't help it. I said, I heard the voice of God. I'm going to obey God. Well, we actually lost some families out of that. They got so upset. They just left the what that pastor's lost his mind, you know. So we get into, I had a caravan and we had a small trailer and we had a air compressor and all the tools with us, and we've never taken nothing down like this. And so we head out, and it's raining. And it's raining, and we're taking turns driving. I think, well, you have to look on the map. It's pretty close. It's down there in Texas somewhere, State College, Texas. And so we're driving, and we drove all that night through the night. Well, the next late day, it was Monday, probably about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, too late to really pick it up anymore. And I said, okay, I said, let's just go over to where this factory is to take a look at the uplink system. Well, it's raining, it's raining, it's raining. We get over to the property, and the grass is dead. The grass is brown. We drive onto this big campus, all the grass is dead. We pull up into the front office, we walk in, and we say to the woman behind the desk, can we ask you something? Yeah. Well, we noticed that your grass is dead. And the woman said, this is the strangest thing we've ever saw. They said it's been raining and raining everywhere, but not one drop of rain has fallen on our property.